Hey, welcome back to the channel, everybody. Make sure you are subscribed to the channel and like this video. Make sure you comment down below on your way in. Let us know where you're from. If you're a Lil Boosie fan, Young Dolph fan, PNB Rock fan, let us know down below. So continuing on, we just got a lot of info coming from the sources, straight from the sources, that Boosie called Jay Prince Jr. and they talked about the whole Duke 093 the jeweler situation. Now, Boosie went on Vlad and he did the whole interview, and basically he explained exactly what happened to Duke. And basically Duke was followed out of the concert right after Boosie gets off stage, and Duke 093 was watching from the private section. When Boosie goes to leave the stage, Duke was told that he had to go meet them all in the parking lot. So Boosie's trying to say that he didn't park in the same spot as him, so that it shouldn't be no reason why Boosie's involved. Well, that don't make sense, because Boosie and his crew was the one who told Duke the jeweler to meet at the parking lot. And so he goes out thinking Boosie and them are going to be right there somewhere in the meeting in the middle or something. But little does he realize is that the whole entire time, people's knowing where his location is, and that's how he ended up getting followed out that back exit door. And when he went to the loading docks of the shipping and receiving, that's where they popped out and tried to rob him, man. They tried to take his chain, his Louis Vuitton duffel bag, and a backpack. He was really taking his items and all that to the car so they could go to the after party. Like, Duke brought his whole truck and everything. Like, it's out there that he might have had like a Bentley truck or something in that caliber. So when he goes out and he was trying to take his Louis Vuitton duffel bags, which had like $600,000 in it, the chain, the 093 chain, the Tasmanian chain, and everything like that. They really wanted that Tasmanian water chain because of the fact that they seen it on Instagram, and it's the one that has the most diamonds. It's the most valuable chain other than T Grizzly's chain. Now, T Grizzly, he got robbed for $1 million and his chain missing too. And now Duke 093 gets robbed. But see, the thing with Duke 093 is that when he had Boosie fill out the 10K form, because Boosie was going to spend a big bag, and he has spent multiple bags with Duke 093 the jeweler. And anytime you spend over $10,000 in cash, you have to fill out the form, the 10K form. So when Duke made Boosie fill out the 10K form, he made them all fill out the 10K form. They can't just bring their cash money and think that they can wash it through the jewelry. No, Duke 093 has a real life business. He's the real life jeweler. That's why they call him Duke the jeweler. So he's got to do his, everything by protocol, so he can keep his business running smoothly, right? He can't just be selling people chains and taking all this cash where he doesn't know where this cash is coming from, who they got it from, and what's involved, what's all that comes with that, right? So he's got to protect his business by making him fill out the 10K form, and Boosie didn't like that at all, because Boosie knows, just like how they set up Hutch the jeweler in Detroit, Boosie knows that the finesse is you supposed to give the jeweler all the cash, because it's a cash business. Then you would turn all that cash from who knows where it came from into the jewelry, which then he can actually go and flip for real dollars, like a real check that hits the bank, and he doesn't have to worry about, oh, this money came from here and there and proving it, right? And so at the end of the day, guys, everybody wanted what Duke 093 the jeweler had. He had a real live business. He was making millions of dollars a year off of it. And Boosie and his people, Boosie, just like Boosie said he needed to come up with $1 million as fast as possible so he could pay off this debt that he owed. He had to pay something right away. And it just so happened to be that Duke 093 had $1 million with him, and he was walking around with no security. So they just identified that he was an easy target, and that nobody would basically fight back if they had 4 to 5 guys run up on him and try to take everything from him. And that's basically exactly what happened, because when you really open your eyes and look at the facts, it's like the only reason he went out to his car was so he could go meet Boosie and them, because he followed them to the concert. So it's like he doesn't know where the directions are from the concert back to where they came from. Like, he's gonna have to follow Boosie and them again back to either the after party or the hotel. And so that's exactly what he was planning on doing. And these guys that came and did this to him, they knew this too. And Boosie knows this for sure. Boosie cannot act like he doesn't know what's going on in the situation, because he knows what's going on in the situation. And so the fact that Boosie and them was supposed to be like leading the way and Duke was supposed to be following them to the after party and back to the hotel, that's the original plan that everybody agreed on. And so when they went and told the guys, hey, after I get off stage, I'm gonna go directly to the parking lot with the security, and Duke's supposed to go out to the parking lot too, the people were told to follow Duke, man. And it's like, we don't know if they talked to Lil Boosie. We don't know if they talked to the security or if they talked to the ops. And so at the end of the day, what y'all got to realize is that they basically realized that the man was singled out and had no security, and that they needed to come up with $1 million within 24 hours. And then as soon as they're saying that, they're like, talking amongst themselves like, yeah, we need to come up with $1 million for Boosie by tomorrow night. And then next thing you know, Duke 093 walks by with $1 million on him. And so they say, you thinking what I'm thinking? And they say, yup, it's go time. And then they follow him out that exit door with their masks up. And they had a full Nike sweatsuit that was dark and zipped all the way up with the mask over their face, whole ski mask and everything. And the thing is that they left the fingerprint on the push handle of of that door to go into that loading and shipping and receiving docking area. So as soon as Duke went out, remember, one guy put his foot and caught the door. But when he pushed it open with his elbow, the second guy behind him caught the door and left a thumbprint on the door. So they have to go back and look at that, and they have to go back and look at all the footage and figure out, is these the same guys that walked in with Lil Boosie when the whole concert started? Because if they find out that it's the same people that came with Lil Boosie, then that's your evidence. That's the fact right there that this could have been a backdoor situation. Like, you have to put two and two together, guys, because a lot of this stuff, like, Boosie's already up in arms about this. Like, he already went on Vlad and tried to clear the situation, but a lot of people think that he snitched, like he actually real life ratted and tried to say that it wasn't him and he didn't know. But how does he know all this information if he doesn't know? And he tried to act like Duke didn't win anything at the dice game. Then who won? He said everybody at the dice game lost. If Boosie said everybody at the dice game lost, then that means it was for sure a backdoor, because then that means the dice game was just a bait to get the people who had the bread to fly out for the concert. And then he makes sure that the dice game was rigged so that Duke loses his money, Jada Prince loses his money, and basically Duke tried to get his money back by offering Boosie a whole new chain idea. He said, yeah, I got an idea for this chain, da-da-da-da. Then Boosie realized that even though Duke lost the dice game or whatever, like they tried to finesse Duke at the dice game out of everybody's money. Like, that's part of Boosie coming up with his $1 million, is that they're going to rig the dice game. And then after that, somebody's going to get robbed. And so once they did that, then Duke came out and brought the idea that Boosie should buy another chain. Then Boosie thinks that Duke is trying to finesse him because he's going to hit his lick back by finessing Boosie on the price of the chain, or swapping out the real diamonds for the lab diamonds and the moissanites. So y'all got to understand, you got to subscribe to this channel, because we bring in more straight facts right from the sources, covering everything. I'm going to catch you on the next video.